Time to dig up the main ideas. I'm Sparky, and we're about to fetch a quick summary of Mastering Belizean Heritage, a professional guide's journey.
Welcome to the start of your journey toward becoming a certified professional tour guide in Belize. This path is guided by the dedicated team at the Belize Tourism Board's training department. Leading this effort is a small but highly active team, including Vanessa Jacob, who oversees culinary and hospitality training, and the specialized tour guide training coordinators. While the team may be small, their role is vital, as they manage the standards and certifications for guides across the entire nation. They work alongside expert trainers like Javier, a veteran in the field who is often described as a walking manual of Belizean knowledge. The department's goal is simple but ambitious: to ensure every student successfully navigates the course and earns their license, transitioning from a trainee to a professional ambassador for the country. The structure of the training program is divided into two essential pillars: the General Core and the Professional Core. The General Core serves as the foundational bedrock of your education.
It consists of 7 comprehensive chapters that cover the fundamental knowledge every guide must possess. This phase is designed to prevent the spread of inaccurate or long information, ensuring that when you speak to guests, you are providing them with facts rooted in the true history and environment of Belize. A key part of the General Core is the mandatory internship and field assessment. These requirements are not optional. They are the bridge between classroom learning and real-world application, allowing you to prove your competence in the field. Building upon that foundation is the Professional Core. This newer addition to the curriculum was developed after identifying a need for higher standards in how tours are delivered. While the General Core gives you the what, the Professional Core gives you the how. It focuses heavily on communication techniques, specifically the art of briefing and debriefing your guests. You will learn how to build a professional itinerary and master the thematic interpretive approach to storytelling. This allows you to do more than just recite facts. It helps you sell the experience of Belize through engaging and professional narratives.
Furthermore, the training department is constantly expanding these horizons with specialized courses in the pipeline. These upcoming modules will allow you to focus on specific niches, such as birding, diving, archaeology, advanced marine studies, kayaking, and even ziplining. There is also a strong emphasis on continuous learning, with opportunities like the fly fishing course for those who have already secured their initial license. By mastering both the general knowledge of our nation and the professional techniques of communication, you prepare yourself to uphold the code of conduct required of all licensed guides, ensuring that the tourism industry in Belize remains world-class. Now that you have a firm grasp of the course structure, let's talk about the practical requirements that bridge the gap between being a student and becoming a working professional. The cornerstone of this journey is the mandatory internship. This is not an optional add-on, it is a fundamental requirement for every single participant. The goal of the internship is to get you out of the classroom and into the field where the real work happens. You are expected to log these hours to demonstrate that you can handle the day-to-day realities of guiding. Alongside this, you will undergo rigorous field assessments. These evaluations are designed to ensure you can effectively apply the theoretical knowledge from your manuals to real-world scenarios. The training department at the Belize Tourism Board takes these requirements very seriously. Representatives from the team will be making unannounced visits to your sessions and field sites. These pop-ins serve 2 purposes. They allow the department to check on your individual progress and ensure that the trainers are following the curriculum precisely. To successfully navigate this course, you must pass all 7 chapters of the General Core. Your academic grades are vital, but the completion of your internship and field assessments is what proves you are truly ready for the responsibility of a license. The department wants to ensure that no guide is sent out into the field without being fully prepared to represent the country. Looking ahead, once you have secured your general license, the opportunities for professional growth continue through various specialization courses. These programs are currently in the pipeline and are designed to help you carve out a niche in the competitive tourism industry. Think about which area of Belizean heritage or natural beauty really excites you.
The department is preparing specialized training modules in birding, archaeology, and advanced marine studies. If you are drawn to the water, there are specific tracks being developed for diving and skin diving. For those interested in high adrenaline tours, there will eventually be options for specialization in kayaking and ziplining. We are already seeing great success with the fly fishing course, which has recently been active in San Pedro and is now moving toward Placentia. The key thing to remember is that these advanced certifications are only available to those who have already completed the professional core and obtained their initial license. You must establish your foundation as a licensed guide before you can move into these specialized fields. This is about building your professional brand and increasing your marketability. When you finish this course with all your documentation in order, the ultimate goal is for you to walk away with your certificate and your official license on the very same day. This streamlined process ensures that as soon as you are qualified, you are legally ready to hit the ground running. Keep your focus on those 7 core chapters and your mandatory internship hours, as they are your tickets to these future specializations and a long, successful career in Belizean tourism. Transitioning from the classroom to the field requires more than just knowledge. It demands a professional mindset rooted in personal accountability. The Belize Tourism Board emphasizes that while the trainers are there to support you, the ultimate responsibility for success rests on your shoulders. One of the most critical aspects of this journey is punctuality. In the tourism industry, time is a non-renewable resource. Being on time for your classes and assessments isn't just a rule, it is a reflection of how you will treat your future clients. If a guide is late, a tour is compromised, and the reputation of the entire destination is at stake. By maintaining strict punctuality now, you are building the habits necessary to succeed in a fast-paced professional environment. Self-responsibility for studying is another cornerstone of this program. Your trainer, like Javier, serves as a walking manual and a guide, but he is not there to spoon-feed the information. As adult learners, you are expected to take initiative. This means reviewing your course outline regularly so you know exactly which chapters are coming up and when your exams are scheduled. The BTB team notes that trainees often claim they weren't aware of a test date, but the syllabus is provided precisely to eliminate that excuse. You must be proactive in your preparation, especially since the exams are designed to be rigorous. If you fail an assessment, there is a $75 fee for a reset, and the second version of the exam is often more challenging than the first. Studying isn't just about passing a test, it's about ensuring you don't give guests incorrect information once you are out in the field. Communication with the training team is handled through specific protocols to ensure efficiency and professionalism. The department is a small, busy team of 3 managing various programs across the country, so they have established a dedicated training number for student inquiries. While you are encouraged to resolve issues directly with your trainer first, the team is available if a trainer is unresponsive. However, there are boundaries to respect. The training team prefers text messages or WhatsApp communication over direct calls, and they strictly observe office hours from 8 to 5. This structure helps the team manage the high volume of messages they receive and ensures that every student gets the attention they need. Finally, keep in mind that the BTB team conducts unannounced visits. They may drop into a session without warning, not just to observe your progress, but to ensure the trainer is adhering to the established timeline and standards. This serves as a reminder to always be at your best, staying engaged and professional regardless of who is watching. By adhering to these conduct guidelines, you aren't just following school rules, you are practicing the professional ethics that define a top-tier Belizean tour guide. Success in this course is a combination of showing up on time, hitting the books independently, and communicating through the right channels. Transitioning into the professional core modules represents a significant shift in your training, moving from what you know to how you deliver it. This phase of the course is designed to elevate a guide from someone who simply recites facts to a professional who creates meaningful experiences. A major focus here is on communication techniques, which are the foundation of any successful tour. It is not just about the words you choose, but the way you project your voice, your body language, and your ability to read the room. You have likely seen guides who are incredibly knowledgeable, but fail to engage their audience because they lack these soft skills. The professional core addresses this by teaching you how to build a rapport with guests, ensuring they feel safe, welcomed, and interested from the moment they meet you. One of the most practical aspects of this module is the mastery of the tour briefing and debriefing. A professional briefing sets the stage for the entire journey. It involves more than just stating the destination. It is about managing expectations, explaining safety protocols, and outlining the itinerary so guests feel informed and at ease. You will learn how to structure these briefings to be concise yet comprehensive, covering everything from physical requirements to environmental ethics. Similarly, the debriefing at the end of a tour is your final opportunity to solidify the experience, answer remaining questions, and leave a lasting positive impression that often leads to better reviews and return visitors. Central to this professional development is the thematic interpretive approach to storytelling. This is perhaps the most transformative skill a guide can possess. Instead of giving a dry chronological history or a list of scientific names, you will learn to weave information into a compelling narrative. Thematic interpretation means identifying a central message or theme for your tour and ensuring every stop and story reinforces that theme. For example, instead of just talking about Maya ruins, you might center your tour on the theme of resilience and how the ancient civilization adapted to environmental changes. This approach makes the information relatable and memorable for guests who may not be experts in archaeology or biology, but can connect with human stories. Furthermore, these modules emphasize that being a professional means adhering to a strict code of conduct. This includes maintaining sobriety while on duty and avoiding the trap of partying with guests. Real professionalism is shown through consistent, high-quality delivery and the ability to handle difficult questions with honesty. If you do not know an answer, the training encourages you to be truthful rather than providing misinformation. Guests often come well prepared and can sense when a guide is being insincere.
By using your manual as a refresher and constantly refining your storytelling techniques, you ensure that you are not just a person with a license, but a true ambassador for Belize who can sell the country's beauty and heritage through professional, thematic, and engaging communication.
Transitioning from the classroom to the field requires more than just knowledge. It requires a formal stamp of approval from the Belize Tourism Board. For first-time applicants, the licensing process is a rigorous but necessary step to ensure that every guide representing the jewel meets a high professional standard. The first piece of the puzzle is the tour guide application itself. You must ensure this form is fully completed, signed, and dated. It sounds simple, but incomplete applications are one of the primary reasons for delays.
Along with the form, you need to provide a valid original medical certificate. This isn't just a quick note. It must be signed by a registered medical practitioner to confirm you are physically fit to handle the demands of the job, whether you are hiking through jungle trails or navigating marine environments. Safety is paramount in the tourism industry, which is why a valid CPR and first aid certificate is non-negotiable. The BTB accepts certifications from recognized providers, such as the Belize Red Cross or other verifiable accredited instructors.
If your goals include the water, specifically diving or diving-related activities, the requirements go a step further. You will need to submit a copy of your valid dive master or instructor card from an internationally recognized institution like PADI, SSI, or TDI. This ensures that those leading guests into our delicate marine ecosystems have the technical proficiency to keep everyone safe while protecting the reef. Beyond technical skills, the BTB looks for character and community standing. This is where recommendation letters come into play. You are required to submit an original letter of recommendation from a recognized local tour guide association. Joining an association early in your journey is highly recommended because it connects you with the professional network you will rely on for years to come. In addition to the association letter, you need 2 more recommendation letters from individuals who can personally vouch for your character and your experience in the guide field. These letters serve as a testament to your reputation and professional conduct. To prove your identity and eligibility, you must include proof of Belizean citizenship and a clear original police record. Given that the police department often faces backlogs, it is crucial to apply for this document early. The training team understands delays, but they need to see that the process has at least been initiated.
You will also need a professional passport-size photograph for your identification card. Finally, don't forget to include your grade report or training certificate from this very course to prove you have successfully navigated the academic and practical requirements. When submitting these via email, ensure every document is in a clear PDF format, properly named and labeled. Organized documentation isn't just a requirement, it is your first act of professionalism as a licensed Belizean tour guide.
Once you have gathered all your required documentation, the next crucial phase is navigating the formal application process through the Belize Tourism Board. While your trainer is a primary point of contact, understanding how to use the official BTB website ensures you stay informed and prepared. When you visit the site, you will want to look under the Licensing tab and select the Tour Guide section. This is where you can find digital versions of the necessary forms, including the specific medical report file that your registered medical practitioner must sign.
It is highly recommended that you download and print these forms early to avoid a last-minute rush as your course nears completion. When it's time to submit, you have a couple of options. You can send your application and scanned supporting documents via email to the dedicated tour guide address at the BTB. But for those of you currently in the training program, a more streamlined route exists. You are encouraged to submit your completed physical application directly to your trainer. This allows the training department to personally review your file for completeness before handing it over to the licensing team, which often speeds up the overall processing time. Whether you submit digitally or in person, your application must be fully completed, signed, and dated. The BTB has moved away from accepting incomplete applications, so double-checking every box on the new applicant checklist is a non-negotiable step for a smooth approval. A vital part of this process involves the financial aspect, specifically the licensing fees. The standard fee for a first-time license is $75. However, accuracy in how you pay this fee is just as important as the payment itself.
When making your payment, you must include your full name in the transaction description. This might seem like a small detail, but it is the only way the BTB can accurately attribute the payment to your specific account. In cases where a friend or relative is paying on your behalf, ensure they still use your name in the notes. Without this, payments can become lost in a sea of transactions, leading to significant delays in your licensing. Additionally, keep in mind that if you need to resit an exam, there is an additional $75 fee for each retake.
The ultimate goal of this coordinated effort between you, your trainer, and the BTB is to reach a point where you receive your certificate and your official license on the very same day. By staying proactive with your medical reports, police records, and fees, you ensure that the moment you pass your final assessment, you are legally ready to step into the field. This efficiency turns your graduation into a true transition into the professional world of Belizean guiding. Stay diligent with your paperwork, communicate through the established channels, and ensure your financial records are clear to avoid any hurdles at the finish line. While your primary focus is mastering the art of tour guiding, the Belize Tourism Board recognizes that a truly professional guide understands the entire ecosystem of the visitor experience. This is why the training department, led by team members like Vanessa Jacob, has forged powerful international partnerships to offer supplementary certifications in culinary arts, hospitality, and food safety. These programs are designed to elevate the standards of service across the country, ensuring that whether a guest is on a jungle trek or sitting down for a meal, they receive world-class treatment. In the realm of culinary arts, Belize has partnered with two prestigious organizations, the Detroit Institute of Gastronomy and the American Culinary Federation. These partnerships bridge the gap between local talent and international accreditation. For those just starting out, perhaps a family member or a young colleague looking to enter the industry, there is an intensive one-year apprenticeship program through the Detroit Institute of Gastronomy. This entry-level pathway leads to a culinarian certification, providing a solid foundation in professional kitchen standards. For more senior chefs who are already established in our resorts and restaurants, the American Culinary Federation provides a pathway to advanced certifications, ranging all the way to the executive level. What makes this initiative special is its inclusivity. The training team works with individuals based on their practical experience, creating specific pathways for those with high school diplomas and those who may only have a primary school certificate but possess years of hands-on expertise. Parallel to the culinary training is the hospitality division, which operates in conjunction with the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute, or AHLEI.
One of the standout offerings here is the Service Gold program, an accelerated 2-day course focused on delivering exceptional customer service. Beyond general service, there are specialized modules for front desk operations, restaurant servers, and supervisory roles. These courses are designed to be intense and efficient, often resulting in dual certification from both the BTB and international partners. Safety is the final crucial pillar of these supplementary offerings. Through the ServSafe program, the training department works alongside the Ministry of Health to provide food handling certification at both the entry and managerial levels.
This ensures that the high standards of food safety are met across all tourism touchpoints. The underlying goal of all these programs is to provide accessible, affordable, and internationally recognized credentials. While these certifications could normally cost thousands of dollars abroad, they are heavily subsidized by the BTB to ensure that every Belizean professional has the opportunity to compete on a global stage. By participating in these specialized courses, you are not just gaining a certificate, you are contributing to a national movement toward professional excellence that defines the Belizean brand. Whether you choose to specialize in birding, diving, or culinary arts, these tools are there to help you market yourself and provide a more comprehensive, professional service to every guest you encounter. Belize is often described as a multicultural and multilingual tapestry, a nation defined by its incredible diversity and the harmonious overlap of its various peoples. When we look at the demographic makeup of the country, we see a vibrant blend of major ethnic groups, including the Maya, Mestizo, Creole, Garifuna, and Mennonite populations. While each of these groups maintains its own distinct customs, traditions, and foodways, they frequently intersect, creating a unique national identity where different systems and beliefs exist side by side. It is common to see these cultures overlap through intermarriage, where a Mestizo person might marry into a Garifuna family, or a Mennonite individual might connect with the East Indian community. This continuous mixing is what allows Belizean culture to grow and evolve, moving forward while still honoring the specific roots of each group. Among the major ethnic groups, the Maya stand as the indigenous foundation of the land, possessing a complex civilization that existed long before European contact. The Creole people, descending from African and European roots, have a massive influence on the nation's social and linguistic fabric. Then there are the Garifuna, a people of West African and indigenous Caribbean descent whose resilient culture and history of teaching have been central to the nation's development. Alongside these, we find the Mestizo, whose heritage blends Spanish and Maya influences, and the Mennonites, who contribute significantly to the country's agricultural landscape. We also recognize minority groups such as the East Indians, Taiwanese, and Arabs, all of whom add their own unique textures to the country's social fabric. This diversity extends into the languages spoken across the jewel. While English remains the official language, the linguistic landscape is rich with Spanish, various Maya dialects, and native tongues. However, there is one common thread that connects almost every Belizean: the Creole language. It serves as a bridge, a shared way of speaking that allows people from different ethnic backgrounds to understand one another perfectly. Understanding this cultural landscape requires us to look at history as a story of human beings making conscious choices. It is a record of what people have suffered, enjoyed, and achieved. In Belize, cultural heritage is preserved not just in textbooks, but through oral traditions, music, dance, and food. Whether it is the rhythmic beats of the Garifuna drum, the intricate flavors of a Maya meal, or the shared community networks that take care of our elders, these traditions define who we are. As a professional guide, recognizing that there is more than one way of seeing the world is essential. We are a nation where diverse origins, from Africa, Asia, Europe, and ancient America have combined to create a society that values community, creativity, and a deep connection to the environment. This multiculturalism is not just a list of groups, it is the living, breathing heart of the Belizean experience. To truly understand the history of Belize, we must first recognize the sheer brilliance of the Maya civilization that thrived here long before the arrival of Europeans. While many historical records from that era were written by outsiders, the physical evidence left behind tells a story of a highly sophisticated society. The Maya were not just inhabitants of the jungle, they were masters of it. They developed advanced agricultural systems, including complex irrigation and terracing, which allowed them to sustain large, vibrant populations. Their achievements in arithmetic and astronomy were so precise that they were often ahead of the rest of the world. It is important to frame this correctly for your guests. The Maya were a flourishing, complex civilization during a time when many other parts of the world were still struggling to organize. The arrival of the Spanish brought a period of intense conflict and profound change, but it also highlighted the incredible resilience of the Maya people. The conquest was not a swift victory for the Europeans. In fact, it took the Spanish roughly 70 years to conquer the Maya in the Yucatan region. This was a period of fierce resistance, where the Maya fought to preserve their autonomy and their traditions. The impact of the conquest was heavy. The Spanish sought to dismantle the Maya social structure by displacing local elites and priests. They destroyed invaluable records and codices, which effectively erased much of the written history from a Maya perspective. The survivors were often centralized and forced to pay tribute or perform military service for the invaders. In some of the most tragic cases, Maya people were enslaved and sent to work in mines as far away as Peru. Beyond the warfare, the biological impact was devastating. Diseases like smallpox, to which the Maya had no immunity, decimated the population. Yet, despite these hardships, the Maya civilization persisted. Many fled to remote areas called entradas to escape Spanish control and maintain their way of life. By the 19th century, new pressures from high taxation and labor demands in Mexico led to the famous Caste War of 1847. This conflict saw the Maya take up arms once again, this time influenced by revolutionary ideas of liberty. This war triggered a significant migration of Maya and Mestizo people into Belize, seeking safety and a new beginning. This movement of people is a cornerstone of our national identity. As professional guides, we must portray the Maya not as a vanished people of the past, but as a resilient civilization that survived conquest and continues to be a vital part of Belize's multicultural present. Their story is one of enduring strength against overwhelming odds. Have you ever wondered where the name of our nation actually comes from? While we identify so strongly as Belizeans today, the origin of the word Belize remains a fascinating puzzle, with several competing theories that reflect our diverse heritage. The history of the name is a reflection of the various groups that have navigated these shores, and examining these origins provides a deeper understanding of the country's identity. Before the name Belize was used, the area was referred to by Europeans as the Bay of Honduras. The Spanish chose this name because the word Honduras literally translates to deep waters. Later, in 1862, the territory was officially named British Honduras to distinguish it from the neighboring Spanish territory. However, even before that official colonial designation, the term Belize was already circulating in different forms. One of the most famous theories involves a Scottish buccaneer named Peter Wallace. According to local legend, Wallace established a settlement at the mouth of the river. The Spanish had difficulty pronouncing the W in his name, and over time, Wallace was transcribed and pronounced as Valise or Balice. Proponents of this theory suggest that through the corrupting influence of time and language, Balice eventually softened into the word Belize. While some historians view this as more of a hypothesis than a documented fact, it highlights the early influence of European privateers and the linguistic shifts that occurred during the colonial era. Perhaps a more grounded explanation lies in the ancient Maya language. Since the Maya were the original stewards of this land, many believe the name must have indigenous roots. One possibility is the word Belican, which translates to land towards the east or land towards the sea.
Another strong linguistic candidate is the Maya word Belize, which means muddy water. This is particularly relevant when you consider the geography of the northern and eastern sides of the country. With its extensive swamps and rivers that turn silty and dark during the rainy season, muddy water is a very accurate description of the landscape. The Maya were known for naming places based on their physical characteristics, which gives this theory a high degree of credibility.
In recent times, an African explanation has been added to the mix. Researcher David Hernandez pointed out that the name Belize can be found in the Lunda province of Angola, where both a village and a river share the exact same spelling and pronunciation. Given the massive impact of the African diaspora on the settlement of the Caribbean, it is entirely possible that enslaved people brought this name with them, transplanting a piece of their home into the New World. Whether the name was born from a Scottish pirate, an indigenous description of the water, or a linguistic memory from Angola, each theory represents a different thread in the multicultural fabric of our nation. Understanding these possibilities helps us appreciate how the name Belize itself is a bridge between the Maya civilization, the colonial period, and the African heritage that defines us today. As you move forward in your journey as a guide, remember that even a single name can hold the weight of centuries of history and the intersection of many different worlds.